Okay, welcome. Today we're going to look to find the distance between two given points using our distance formula. And before we do that, we need to be able to derive the formula. And we're going to do this using the Pythagorean theorem. So let's go ahead and begin. Alright, so the first thing we need is we're going to place on the graph two arbitrary points. So I'm going to put one here. And we're going to call this point x sub 1 and y sub 1. And it represents any point. We're just going to slap ours right there. The other point we're going to look for is, let's put him right about here. And we'll call this point x sub 2, so we know it's different than the first point, and y sub 2. Now we're looking for the distance between the 2 points. We're looking for that distance. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a right triangle and use the Pythagorean theorem. So if I draw a point, imaginary line down to the same height as this point, and imaginary line across to the same distance across to this point, we now have a right triangle. Alright, to use the Pythagorean theorem to find this distance, which we're going to call d, we need the distance on this leg and this leg. Now to find those points, or the actual distance, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take the x-coordinate. So let's look for the long leg on the bottom. We take the x-coordinate, and we subtract away the other x-coordinate. So by subtracting this x-coordinate of this x-coordinate, we can find the distance of this leg. So this will be x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now find the height. These are our y's. So if we want to go from here to here, we can subtract the y-coordinates as well. y2 minus y1. In subtracting, we will find the distance of this leg. Now using our Pythagorean theorem, we can say that leg squared plus leg squared is equal to d squared. So let's go ahead and do that, which is our, remember, d is our hypotenuse. So we can say that our leg squared, let's go x squared, or x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared is equal to our d squared, our distance, or in this case, which is our hypotenuse. Now to solve for d, we simply are going to square root both sides. So I'll go ahead and rewrite this so we can actually see the square root. So we're simply going to square root, technical difficulties here. There we go. Got it over there. So in square rooting both sides, you can see that this will go away. So I have nothing but left but d on this side. I can't take away these square roots. I have to actually plug in values and add before I do anything. So d is equal to square root of the difference of our x's, x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus the difference in our y's. And that is our distance formula. Alright, let's go ahead and use it quickly and show you how to actually find the distance. So I'm going to find the distance of number 1. I'm given these 2 points. Now they can be on the graph or they can be simply 2 points like this. And we're going to use our distance formula. So d is equal to square root of the difference in our x's squared plus the difference in our y's squared. Okay, so I'm going to label our points. Let's just call this guy x sub 1, y sub 1. It'll be x sub 2, y sub 2. Now the order of the points in which you label them does not matter. I can make this x sub 2 and y sub 2 and this x sub 1, y sub 1. We just have to be consistent. If he's x sub 2, he's at y sub 2. X sub 1, y sub 1. So just be consistent. So using simple substitution and some arithmetic, we can simplify this up. So I want to subtract the 2 x's. So that's 10 minus a negative 2 squared plus negative 9 minus a negative 1 squared. Okay, using simplification, 10 minus a negative 2 is the same thing as 10 plus 2, so this is 12 squared, plus, this is going to be negative 8 squared, so just simplifying. Now I know 12 squared is 144, negative 8 squared is a positive 64. Adding those two together, let's see, come over here, do some side work. Looks like I get square root of 208. Okay, so that is our distance between those 2 points. We can simplify this. Use your techniques to estimate about what it is. Meaning like square root of 400 is 20, square root of 100 is 10. It's a number between 10 and 20. So I'm not going to do that in our video. I'll let you go ahead and do that. Ours is about the mechanics. So it's simply writing down the formula, plugging in our values, making sure you identify things correctly, simplifying, and you're done.